hear the word self-care, you think, ooh, bubble baths, ice cream, me time. Or if you're like I was, you think, ew, self-care. That sounds like something for people who are weak, oversensitive, or maybe just selfish. Well, guess what? You're both wrong. Watch this short video to find out what self-care is, what it isn't, and why we should all take it seriously. Although the term self-care only became mainstream in the past few years, it's not a new idea. Simply put, practicing self-care means taking care of the basic needs that all human beings have. Things like sleep, good nutrition, and meaningful connections with others. Practicing self-care does not mean obsessing about yourself, trying to keep yourself happy and comfortable all the time, buying things, eating chocolate, or treating yourself. Now, I know those of you who are fans of self-care are saying, but wait, if I want to take a bubble bath, Netflix and chill, or buy myself something nice on the internet because somebody dumped me or I had a big fight with my parents, then I think it's perfectly acceptable to call that self-care. Well, yes and no. If you had a rough day and you want to soothe your sorrows or distract yourself by watching a few episodes of Parks and Rec, go for it. But if you're watching so much Netflix that you're not getting any of your homework done, or you're spending money that you don't have, then those things still might make you feel better, but they're not self-care. More importantly, using those things as examples of self-care misses the point, and it makes those of us who are skeptics think that self-care is something that they don't need or that only fancy or privileged people do. None of us need a bubble bath or Netflix, but we all need sleep. So what is self-care and why should we take it seriously? Well, I've actually done a ton of reading on this topic, and whether you're a basically healthy person who just wants to stay that way and thrive in your life, or you're somebody who struggles with depression, anxiety, or past trauma, there are a few things that came up in all of the books that I have read over and over again as being the foundation of health and well-being and the most helpful things that you can do if you're somebody that struggles. They are sleep, mindfulness, nutrition, relationships, exercise, and tending to your mental and emotional health. So now you're saying, duh, Miss D, this is not news. I know this stuff is important, but just because you know it's important doesn't mean you're taking care of these areas of your life, does it? That's why self-care became a thing in the first place, because we're not doing it. In fact, our society is so dysfunctional that it actually rewards people for neglecting their own basic needs. Like when you stay up till 1 a.m. to do your homework, even though that habit in the long run is going to make you less happy, less productive, and actually increase your risk of physical and mental health problems. Unfortunately, nobody is going to pull you aside and say, hey, you look like you need some rest. Have you taken on too much? Maybe you should take a few days off to rest and recharge. That's why you need to decide that self-care matters. This is not healy-feely woo-woo stuff. Practicing self-care makes you a better student, a better athlete, a better friend, and a happier and healthier person. So, how do you start? First, ask yourself, what do I need to be physically, mentally, and emotionally healthy? What habits and activities make me feel balanced, happy, and able to live my life the way I want? Second, look at the 6 foundations of health and well-being: sleep, mindfulness, relationships, exercise, nutrition, and mental and emotional health. What are you doing in each of these areas to practice self-care? Number 3, take action. Do you need to take a few things off your plate so that you can get better, more consistent sleep? Maybe you're somebody who struggles to make friends and you need to learn some skills in that area or seek out the help of a counselor. Or maybe you just need to make some time to spend with the friends that you already have. Decide on some concrete steps you can take to take a little better care of yourself in the near future. So, to recap, all humans have basic physical, mental, and emotional needs. Even if you are a tough guy or gal, even if you think this doesn't apply to you, it does. Not recognizing and taking care of these needs can lead to physical illness, depression, anxiety, other mental health problems, and just a poor quality of life. If you already struggle with your mental, physical, or emotional health, not taking these things seriously can make those problems worse. This is what we mean by self-care. I hope this video has been helpful. Thanks for watching. These are my own ideas about self-care, but I came up with them from reading the following books. I am not a counselor or a doctor. I'm just a high school teacher who is passionate about sharing important real-life skills with my students. I've done as much reading and research as I can to bring you quality information on the topics covered in my videos. But if you don't believe me, check out my sources and find out for yourself.